All right, good day, good evening, good afternoon. This is Alex Haigh with EXP of the Haigh Group of the Treasure Coast. Today I'm going to go over the top 3 things that you need to be thinking about if you're selling your home, wanting to sell your home, or potentially selling your home. These are the top 3 things that you're going to need to be thinking about. Stay tuned. All right, so want to dive right in here, and a lot of this is going to have to do with value, right? So the market is not what it was a year ago. The market is still hot here in South Florida. Now, hot is a very tenuous thing to look at. There's micro markets within the macro market. So the first thing that you can do is you can, of course, I never like to say this, but you can go to Zillow. All right, now Zillow is going to give you a rough idea of what the home is worth. It's going to do an algorithm, so that's going to take all the properties around you that are roughly the same square footage and age and all that, and it's going to give you kind of an average of what that is, and that's going to give you an average of what the house is worth. Now, that's a good tool to go by, and I always like to say it's kind of like using a roofing hammer for finish work. You can get that roofing hammer, that's the one with a big hammer on it and a small nail, and it leaves a mark. We really do finish work, and that's what a real estate agent does. So that's why if you're really thinking about selling, you want to really reach out to a real estate agent that has the right tools to help you. So that's number 2. A real estate agent is going to come out and go over the comps, which are comparables. So those are properties that have recently sold within the last 3 months is best. And it's going to go over the square footage and age and get a lot more acute with that valuation. Now, within that as well, one of the things that we do is, for instance, in Port St. Lucie, I'm just using this as an example, there are actually micro markets within that macro market. What do I mean by micro macro? Well, macro is all of St. Lucie County, but micro would be if your property is under 400,000, what kind of inventory are we looking at in that? For instance, right now in Port St. Lucie, under 450,000 is like 1.7 months of inventory. Now, if you go over 500,000, it goes up to like 7 months of inventory. So you want to have a real estate agent not only helps you understand the comps, the comparables, but also what is the active properties that your competition as well. Now, number 3 thing you want to be thinking about is you want to work with a team. Now, single agents are great and they do a good job, but there are a lot of things that go into selling a home. And as a single agent, if they're doing all of those things, or maybe they're not even doing all those things, but even if they're doing all those things, they're stretched pretty thin for the marketing, the open houses, the knocking on doors, all these kind of things that I could get into that you want to ask that real estate agent, what do they do to help you sell your property in the shortest period of time for the most amount of money? And my personal perspective is you want to work with a team. So somebody who's got a listing and transaction coordinator, somebody who's got an operations manager, somebody who has ISAs that can actually look at their database and match up the buyers with that property and go right in and kind of call them directly first. So those are the top 3 things that you want to be thinking about. You can use Zillow. It's like using roofing hammer for finish work. Number 2, you want somebody that can really look at those comps. If you're getting closer to thinking about selling, you want to get a really accurate idea, and you want to get that agent out there that can use that finish hammer to really get acute with the valuation. And number 3, I really suggest that you work with a team so that you kind of don't have those things fall through the cracks if you're working with a single agent out there. And nothing against single agents, but it's a lot to do. So I hope that's helpful to you. If you like this content, please reach out. We'd love to help you, whether it's buying or selling or even renting a home. We can help you out. Thanks so much.